5, we're going to basically talk about individual and cultural differences. They're going to be two basic styles in early language learning in children. Number one gonna be referential style, which means like children use language primarily to label their stuff in the environment. They're gonna initiate their speech without just asking them anything. They're gonna just say that, yes, this is green, that one is red. For example, this one is a car, but the other one, for example, is a dog. So they're gonna just talk all the time without just asking them. Group number 2 gonna be expressive style, in which they just use language as a tool for talking about their feeling and their needs. So let's say, for example, if they are sad, if they are upset, or if they actually have some pains in their body, they're gonna just come to you and just ask some questions or they inform you. Most of the time, without asking them, they're not going to initiate any sort of a speech first. I guess you all are really familiar with that because we all love children, especially when they gonna just start speaking. And if you actually pay more attention to them, you can just find one of those styles or maybe both of them in majority of children. On average, it seems like firstborns, girls, and children from medium to high SES families, they use referential style more and more. But what can be the reason? The reason is again context. It seems like parents in general, they're gonna just talk more with their firstborns and their daughters. I guess that's so true because like I remember that my parents they were just talking to me all the time. But my brother actually, he's just very younger than me. He's like I guess 15 years younger than me. I remember that when he was born, my parents they barely talked to him. So I guess there is a gender difference, and also there is a bias for firstborn children. So parents they're gonna just talk more and more with their firstborns and with their daughters. Back to the context and the role of SCS, socioeconomic status. Again, children from high SCS families, they're gonna have a better neighborhood, they're gonna have a lot of resources, and they're gonna go to school, like a better school, and they're gonna have like competent peers. Those peers also, they know more vocabulary. So these guys all together can just teach to each other's different vocabularies. So again, they can just boost their vocabularies and they can just initiate a speech all the time. So it can be the reason why children from medium to high STS families, in general, they're gonna have referential style because they just wanna just talk and talk all the time. There are going to be some errors in language development, which is so cute. I love that. The first of all is overextensions. Children are going to use one word and refer that specific word or category to 100 other categories. Let me give you an example. For example, they actually know the word dog. They know that dog has 4 legs and dog is animal. From now on, they would call everything that has 4 legs and is an animal as a dog. For example, they would call a cat a dog. They would call a cow a dog. It's gonna be overextensions error. You're gonna use one word, one category for everything, for every animal in the environment. But like after some point, we're gonna correct them, right? Maybe the first time or the second time, we're gonna laugh at them because this is cute and funny. But after like maybe 4 or 5 times, we're gonna correct them. Overextensions is just very common in children. There is nothing wrong with that because they are just learning the language development. Another category gonna be underextensions. This is less common, and this error might happen in comprehension. For example, children, they know about, for example, a dog that is German Shepherd. It is brown, and this dog's name is Davy, for example. They would call every dog in the environment as Davy, if that makes sense. So they do have a category for a dog, for example, for a family dog that his name is Davy, so they're gonna call every other dog as Davy. Or, for example, they know about the category of the bird, but they only consider chicken as a bird. They wouldn't consider like a peacock or an owl as a bird. This is under extensions. This is less common. The last one gonna be coining, in which children use words that is not found in adults category, in adults vocabulary. For example, they're gonna create one word. Let's say, for example, I don't know, like X. So they're gonna just use X for some objects. This is going to be coining. They're going to create one category or one word that is not actually available out there. They're going to use that all the time. They're gonna be different phases in utterances. For example, we're gonna have one word phase, hala phrases. This is like single word sentences in children. For example, when they are so young, they're gonna say cookie, just cookie, okay? Or they're gonna just point at cookie and say cookie, which means that, Mom, I want the chocolate chip cookie on the counter. You see what I'm saying? They're going to just use one word, but that one word means a lot. After one phase, we have combining two words together, and we're going to welcome to two phase, which means that, but for example, like two words together, which means like mama cookie, which means that, Mom, I need you to get me that cookie. It is not about dad. It is not about sister. It is about mama. So they're going to give you more information, and they are able to combine two words together and make like a barely, like a very weak sentence, but still, it's just better from one word. Semantic development. It is very important because in semantic development, they're gonna just learn more about the meaning of the words. Parents here, their roles are just very important because they can just help children a lot. Parents are so good in the moment that a child is just attending to one object. For example, whenever a child is just looking at something, parents can get that this child want to know about the meaning and the definition of that specific object. So they're going to start to just talk about that object. For example, if a child is just looking at a ball in the environment, they will say that, yes, baby, this is a, for example, green ball. It is round. You're gonna play with that. We have this, for example, in football. So like that kind of information. I talked about parents' role because it is important, but we should also consider children's role as well. Children in general, they are just so good in understanding what exactly parents are focusing on the environment. For example, back to my example about ball. For example, the mom said, this is a ball, it is red, for example, it is green, it is round, but the child could just understand that the word, like this object's name is ball. It is not green, it is not, for example, round, the name exactly is ball. So keep that in mind, how children are just as smart and genius, just relate the specific object's name to the object. Because like there are a lot of researchers out there, they're just working on how children can just understand, for example, these specific words. It just related to that object and just label word based on one specific word in just 100 sentences, because that's crazy. So parents are important, but children, they are smart too. Fast mapping. Fast mapping is very amazing. It's very interesting because it seems like children can acquire meaning of a word even in a brief exposure. Like for example, they're gonna go to a museum and they can just pick up 100 words during that visit. This is not the case about adults because most of the time we're gonna go to just different places in a day, but we're gonna just absorb the information that we want. We wouldn't actually think about different discourses around us. We just actually focus whatever we want and we're going to go back home. But children, they are not like that. They are literally like a sponge. Whenever they are outside, they're going to listen to everything and they're going to pick up everything from the environment, but they might not use all of them. In general, for semantic development, experience is very important. So keep that in your mind. If you have a child, if you want to work with children, if you would expose them to different situations, they can just learn better and better, especially in semantic development.